What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to FBA Capital. Today I'm bringing you guys another daily range case study along with the weekly review on none other than NAS100. So without further ado, let's get right on into this video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off by doing the outline we always do. If you are familiar with my videos, I do a 3-point outline that consists of the previous day's high, the previous day's low, just like that. Let me get it. The previous day's low. We get the previous day's Asian session range. So from 18 o'clock all the way to midnight, that's going to be our Asian session range. So from here to here, that's our Asian session range. Then the last part of the outline is going to be the 12 a.m. open, which is going to be right here. Now there's going to be a few areas in price I want you guys to pay attention to. I want you to pay attention to this high right there, this low, this high, and this low down here. So we're going to start off by going into this high, but before that, I want you guys to take these previous day's highs and previous day's lows into account. Now, personally, I don't think this is going to be a confirmation for a trade right here, but I'm going to test it out. Okay, in this case, it wasn't. I pulled my fib from the previous day's high to the low to anticipate a potential retracement. I thought it was going to be at this 38.20%, but in this case, it wasn't. So we're not going to worry about that right now. But the first area I want you to pay attention to is this area here. So why is this area important? So first thing that I noticed is price ran above the Asian session range right here. And after ran above this high, clearing the liquidity above this Asian session high, price slowly started to fall off and lose that momentum to the top side. And then what did we get? We ended up getting the high of the day at 6:15 in the morning. At what level? We have 15,000 right above, but in this case, I'm just going to say we had the high of the day at 1950, which is a mid-figure level, so 14,950 right here. That's where we have the high of the day, 14,950. We have the high of the day at 6 in the morning after we clear the Asian session high. This is setting up our overall high of the day. So let's annotate that. High of the day at 6:15 a.m. after the Asian range high was cleared, along with creating that high of the day at 14,950. And that's what we have up here. And this is going to be an area that is going to be important. So we're going to use this. We're going to annotate it with this eclipse because we're also going to use this at some point in the future. Now, after that, what happened? Price slowly started to lose this bullish momentum and ended up rolling over at 8:30. And then price targeted the previous day's low. So we're going to annotate that. The previous day's low got targeted. So we're going to have this over here. That previous day's low got ran through. And what does that tell us? That overall price was going to maintain this bearish momentum. Because the reason we have these previous day high and low is because we know if we're bearish, we're more than likely going to target the previous day's low. And when we're bullish, we're going to target the previous day's high. Just a simple candlestick analysis, in my opinion. Just simple candlestick understanding. Then from here, price started to create this resistance off of 1850, which is another mid-figure level, and it looks like a lot of mid-figure levels were being used, as you guys can see. So we have 1850 being respected right here, and even I wouldn't even say 800. It got close, but 1850 is where primarily was trying to hold above. So we were holding above that, and now this is going to be an area that is going to be important. Why? Because now price is starting to retrace. So now we're going to go back to that high that we had up here. We're going to draw our fib here. And what do we notice? First thing I see is that price had this continuation. So price came into the 38.20%. It also retested this Asian session low right here. Let me make this red line. Retested the Asian session low. And then from here, we also retested 14,900, which is a big figure level. So let's say you would have missed this original entry up here where price fell off. You still could have waited and got in on this fib short at the Asian range low at 14,900 after we retraced. So let's annotate that. And at what time did this happen? This happened at 10:45. So we had 10:45 a.m. We had this fib short, 38.20% rejection, along with 14,900 big figure level at the Asian range low. And then from here, price immediately started to drop. And you can see the momentum. We got a bearish engulfing and price just fell, fell, and fell. And then where did we end up closing at? We ended up closing all the way down here at another. This is more of a quarter point in my opinion, but it's not a big figure level, so I'm going to make it black. So at 14,750, this is where we ended up creating the low of the day. At what time? 13, which is 1 o'clock. So let's annotate this also. So we have the low of the day at 1 p.m. at 14,750. So this is where we got the low of the day. And then from here, price started to come higher once again and started to retrace. So now we're going to take our eclipse tool again. And now this is going to be an important low because now this is the current range. So from this high to this high, that's the current range that we're in. So we're going to simply draw our fib once again. And in this case, the 38.20% is not being respected. So we're going to check our normal fib now. And you see that price came up to that 62%. It didn't tap into it, but price is damn near close. And if you probably change your fib to right here, it would do it. But in my opinion, I'm just going to use this high right here. Let me just make sure it's perfect. Just like that. But honestly, I'm not even going to do it right there because this is not really going to be important as of right now. That fib is going to be more important with the weekly breakdown. But as of right now, this is what happened today. Well, Friday. I'm doing this on Saturday. This was a classic example of a bearish New York reversal. We created the high of the day during the New York session, cleared the Asian session high, and then at 8:30, price started to drop. 9:30, you got this retracement back into this area, and the price fell off again. And then right here at 10:45, you got a retracement. So if you would have missed this original move, you still would have been able to catch this trade right here. And then this ended up dropping about 150 points. And if you ideally would have gotten in at 900, 14,900 with a 50-point stop, you would have been pretty secure. 50-point stop for potential 150. That's a 1 to 3 risk reward just off these simple confirmations. So now let's get the schematic of what happened. So what happened? We had the Asian session range. We came up, created the high of the day, cleared the liquidity above the high. From there, price rolled over. We had a retracement, but overall price remained in this bearish momentum. So this is a good example of a bearish New York reversal. And personally, these aren't going to be trades I'm going to be looking to take in the future, but nonetheless, you can learn from these examples. And even though I'm only going to be trading my London continuation patterns from now on, you can still learn a lot from these reversal patterns right here. And it's always good to understand what's happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this in the Telegram chat. So if you're not in the Telegram group, make sure you join that. And now we're going to get into the weekly review. So we're going to go on to the hour time frame. And we're going to look at what happened throughout this week. So first thing I want to keep into account is I'm going to keep into account the previous week's low. All the way down here. Got the previous week's low. And the previous week's high right up here. Just like that. So we got the previous week's low and previous week high. Just like that. Now these areas are going to be important. Why? Because for one, it's going to be the same exact thing that we do on the daily time frame, on the intraday time frame. So we had the previous week's high, previous week's low. You can see the previous week's high is what got ran through because we were overall bullish. And where did we have this retracement into? Matter of fact, before that, I just want to show you guys something. So we're going to take that previous week's high and low. But I'm going to use this low right here. This is the previous week's high. But we're going to use this high from up here because this is where price created that high of overall, the high of this current week. And if you don't know where the week's stopping and starting, this gray box is Sunday. And then this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's like that. So we're going to pull our fib from that previous week's low all the way to this high up here. And the first thing I'm noticing is if I get to 38.20% level, pull it on over, that's currently where price is at. So if we go to say the daily time frame, price is rejecting this 38.20%. So that's going to be something I'm keeping in mind coming into this upcoming week. Even though it doesn't really play too much of a part currently, it's going to be good to know that price is holding up this 38.20% rejection. I'm going to take this off just so I know where the fib is drawn. The fib is drawn from this low to this high. And now we're going to also mark up where the week candle opened up. And it opened up right here. So this is where the market opened. As you can see, we got the low of the week. This current week was on Monday right here. So we have the low of the week on Monday, just like that. If you wanted to potentially try to anticipate this low of the week, if you were to draw on your fib from this previous week's low to this high right here, and then drew it over, you see you had this retracement right here on Friday. And this is what led price to continue its overall bullish trend early in this week. So we have the low of the week on Wednesday. We have the high of the week that we got on Tuesday. So we have the high of the week on Tuesday, just like that. And there's nothing really crazy in my opinion. It was just a basic trending week, if I'm really being honest. And price just came down, slowly start falling off. And like I said, now we're in this 30.20% area, rejecting, and we're also at this 14,800 level. But it's nothing crazy in my opinion. So now we're just going to show you guys what happened this way. So we have the weekly open. The market came down, created the low of the week all the way down here. Price eventually pushed all the way to these highs, creating the high of the week all the way up here at 15,265, and then made its way all the way back down, closing pretty close to where it opened up at. So just like this. I like to do these for you guys so you can get an idea of how these candles form, because if you can understand how these candles form, because you got to understand that the market is fractal, and the patterns that you see on the lower time frames, such as the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 15 minute, you're going to see on every single time frame, such as higher time frames, even on the daily, the weekly, the monthly. But you got to understand to see these patterns. So if you can understand and look at patterns like this and then make it into one candle, because all of this is just going to be one candle on a higher time frame, and all of, say, this is going to be one candle, because right now I'm on 5 minute. So all of this is going to be one candle on, say, the hour time frame. This is like one candle, like that. And you got to understand and you got to learn to see the market in these fractals. But this is a good way of doing it by marking up the weeks like this, because you could easily see that the market opened up right down here, came below the open, created that low of the week, pushed it back above the open, creating the high of the week after it ran through the previous day's high, had a retracement, and now we're at that 38.20%. But you can even see it came and retraced all the way back to that opening price, but then pushed up and closed a little bit higher. So if I say I go to the candlestick right here, and I'm going to go to the weekly, if I get rid of all of this, just like this is the candle I just drew. Opened, came down, pushed all the way up, came back down, and closed. And now we're going to go back to here. We're going to go back to that hour time frame. And you can see that's exactly what I have. And I can learn to see it based off of the opening prices. And that's the same thing I do with the daily candle. The reason I do that 12 a.m. open is because I can anticipate what that daily candle is going to look like. And I can anticipate where price is likely to retrace to and where it's likely to move to after that. So with that being said, this is all I really have for you guys. Nothing crazy on the weekly review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'm also going to send it in the Telegram chat. So if you're not in Telegram, make sure you join that. And that's really all I have. So if you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, make sure you like this video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you share with a friend if you did find it helpful. Make sure you stay motivated by the fear of being average, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the weekly market breakdown on either NAS100 or US30. I think I'm going to do NAS100, to be honest. I'm not really fucking with US30. NAS100, I'm still in a trade that's up about 400 points. Maybe it's about 350 now. But I caught this high up here. So I'm pretty stoked about that. But with that being said, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. I'll see you all tomorrow for this video when it comes out. Stay productive, and I'll see you all soon.